Good afternoon, and what is a mild, bright, and sunny day. It is Wednesday, the 25th of October. I've got a nice hot cup of tea and a package to unbox. So, this has come from Drive-Thru RPG. Tell, as I say, always tell from the packaging. Finger. There we go. And what I've got in here is this. This is one of the latest releases from the Johnstone Compendium, the community content program from Chaosium for RuneQuest, role-playing Glorantha, 13th Age Glorantha, and Quest Worlds. This is Furtherest, Crown Jewel of Lunar Tarsh by Simon Bray and friends. And got a map on the back. There's no blurb, which is a little annoying. Because that gives you a bit of background to it. But essentially, Furthest is the capital of Lunar Tarsh. Lunar Tarsh is a nation in Dragon Pass in Glorantha. It's north of Sartar. It is split between the invading Lunar half and the half held by the rebels, as the Lunars see them, or the actual freedom fighters as the Tarshites see themselves in that half of the country. Anyway, so we have all of the credits, an introduction, and the walls, towers, and gates of Furthest. So overview of those. With another map of the city. So my grumble would be, yes, you've got a map of the city. Could I have had? Give a blurb, please. Because if you actually have this in print, it would be nice. You basically sell the book to the prospective purchaser. And then we basically go around and explore the city, starting from the southeast, away the Red Moon. And this is really sort of showcasing a city under the occupational governance of the Lunar Empire, and then we go along Fargentine Way, working your way around the map, managing the markets, encountering Inelda and worship of Inelda and Honil here, and again it's tied into these locations. Then we're going sort of like the processional. There you will find the Seven Mothers Temple, the major proselytizing faith of the Lunar Empire. And here we have inside the temple, a section followed on by the Empress Temple. And then we have notes on the Citizens' Assembly, Chamber of Commerce, transport in Furthest, and then eateries, taverns, and inns of the city. And then from Oslia River, the port of Furthest. We have a couple of hidden elements. They include the Shrine of Ermol, the trickster, Sartarite trickster god, who wouldn't be very popular, I doubt, in the Lunar Empire. And then we have Lambro's hideout, which is the worship of the god of thieves. Lambro is the god of thieves, so he wouldn't be welcome either. He's not welcome anywhere really, except amongst his adherents. So that's where the thieves and gangs worship, but that's hidden, and it's even hidden on the map, i.e. it's not marked on the map. Also addresses the fact that it's slavery in Furthest, as the Lunar Empire does deal in slaves. And then along Great Market Way, where you will find the Moonrock Cafe, including the logo. Yeah, they're having a bit of fun there with that. Hallow's Field, southern quarter and the eastern quarter. Just moving round the map, describing the various locations, and then we have a section on holy gladiators, those that will be faced in the arena. And we've got the arena there. You see, that's the arena. Of course, Morriseum. And we've got gladiator schools there. And then we have a temple to Hon Il, her song and a statue. Northern quarter, where we have notes on the provincial university. And the Hall of Scribes, including locations such as Ink Inn, which is probably a hangout for all your Lancormai. We're in the western quarter. And then we get a little bit more mundane. We actually have a discussion of the houses of Furtherest, what they look like from above, including villas, reed huts, townhouses and long homes. And we've got more like the tor houses, the insula, and that will tie in with, there's a supplement which details one of the insula as well. Courthouses, great houses, flat houses, timber houses, towers and so on. Just looking for above, just giving an overview of what they're like. And then a typical block, where the player characters might explore, stay, visit. Then we move on to the Crafters Ward and the role of the guilds in the city. And then the Acropolis, where also there is the Royal Palace. And Fort Varangentes. Details of the provincial army, and also the other thing that must tie in with this is the Hydra supplement, not the Scenario Hydra supplement, which deals with sort of background for military characters, which will tie into the military here. The prison in the city, before we move on to the outside the walls. Notes on the worship of Orlanth. Is it allowed? Is it not? So despite prejudice, suppression and persecution of the cult of Orlanth, it remains the third most widely worshipped deity in the whole of Tarsh. So it is worshipped there, but not openly. And then we go below the city, into the sewers of Furthest. And it just says here, your sewers may vary. Here's how we're doing our sewers. They may vary, and you have a sewer map. Almost a sort of slide under your city map. Back in the opening pages. And this is marked as property of the Union of Sanitary Engineers. That's a nice touch. Just to sort of like make it an in-game thing. So just some of the dangers and features to be found in the sewers beneath the city. So that includes, dangers and traps, treasures, inhabitants, water assistance, holy places, And then it does go beyond the city itself. So we've got discussion of Lunar Tarsh, the land of plenty. So you've got a nice map of Lunar Tarsh there. Basically other places across the region, bastions of civilization, of course, as the Lunars would see it. And quick descriptions of those as well. What it's like in village life. So you've got the rural idyll of village life. The home of gods and monsters, other locations. And then we move further out, so we've got lands beyond Tarsh, including the Greys lands, which lie to the south. And then by dealing with the exiles, those that have exiled themselves from Lunar Tarsh. Other lands including Hole and Balazar, the Far Place, and then looking at clans and districts. So we have breakdown of the clans of Lunar Tarsh. So this is great information for character creation, background, and so on. And it discusses things like the Windstop, the Great Winter, and Dragon Rise, how they were affected by recent events. And then the noble families of the region. And then we discussion of the major players also. So Tarsh King Furtherest, Fazir Wide Red, basically general who's actually who was respected across the region, both in the Lunar Empire and beyond, although he was plotted against. The Fazir sons, so his sons, so that includes, Andrea the poet, Elstad the lover, and then members of the king's household. And then holy people of the Furthest, so various members of essentially what would be the members of the clergy all across the region. All accompanied with some really quite nice pieces of artwork as well. And then staff fort at the city fort. And then also notorious folk of Furthest. So, tied in with Lambril there. Just a few. And then a bit of fiction with Jack Zarte in Furthest. On his adventures. And then a history of Tarsh in 16 Kings. Also minor cults of Tarsh. Those in addition to those normally accepted across the region, the major ones of course. Furtherest Follies, so ruins, and then a Tarsh bestiary. So blind sewer crocodiles, cannibal pigs, carnivorous elks, giant pike. Just a little bit different to what you would normally expect adventuring in Sartar to the south. And then we go on to lunar aberrations. There are some that say that everything about the Lunars and their empire and their culture is an aberration. And then stories and hooks for Furthest. And then something found in the new market. Still got an adventure in there as well. Get player characters involved in events in and around the city. The NPC involved. More darkest the streets shaman. And then we have Citizens of Furthest. The other book, so essentially, is Citizens of the Lunar Empire. Is a source book that I mentioned earlier. Basically, if you wanted to have an insulae, you could easily fit that source book into this one as to one of the insulae. It's really quite compatible. So you can actually have a community in there, ready to play, ready to encounter, and bring into play. And then we've got Gazetteer Index, and that includes key to locations, personalities, another map, and then backup for more books upon the Johnstown Compendium. So that is Furthest, the crown jewel of Lunar Tarsh. Available now from the Johnstown Compendium. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a package containing a book or game, in this case a supplement for RuneQuest role-playing in Glorantha, which I'll unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. Be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.